Welcome to this YouTube channel. In this video we are going to talk about gold nuggets. So before starting this video, like this video, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for future updates. Gold nuggets have long piqued the interest of geologists, prospectors and the general public, but their origins are unknown. Most gold nuggets in Australia have been discovered at, or near the soil surface, indicating a supergene origin. Many are intimately connected with soil materials and weathered rock and even tend to enclose them. Surface features and/or gross morphologies on even large nuggets indicate chemical reworking in the regolith. Other nuggets have been discovered in the regolith at depths of 10 meters or more, and vast masses of gold have been discovered at great depths in totally unweathered hypogeny habitats. Optical and electron-optical methods have been used to study nuggets and particulate gold from a variety of deposits in Australia, New Guinea, Southeast Asia and Brazil to establish characteristics that may imply their genesis and stability in the regolith. Nuggets are extremely rare and the chances of having one in situ are slim to none. Their apparent abundance on the surface or in near-surface regolith horizons of ancient, heavily weathered landscapes is a result of long-term residual concentration. Nonetheless, nugget-sized masses have been discovered in bonanza lodes, and published informally from mines and deep drill holes. The Norseman specimen is one of these nuggets, perfectly encased in unweathered vein quartz, but its extent of recovery is uncertain. Quartz blocks with stockworks of gold veins were recovered in 2018 from the Beta Hunt mine Kambalda in the Yilgarn Craton, Western Australia, at depths of 500 meters, more than 400 meters below the weathering front, with the largest blocks weighing 60 and 90 kilogram. If such blocks had been subjected to the Yilgarn's extreme weathering, they would have released a slew of nuggets similar to those found in the area for over a century. Access to appropriate samples has been a stumbling block to extensive gold nugget analysis. Nuggets are expensive to procure, and prospectors who discover them are hesitant to reveal anything more than general locations or geological settings. Many museums and collectors are reluctant to allow more than a cursory examination of prize specimens and have no knowledge regarding provenance. Furthermore, many of the largest collections collected by museums during the early gold rushes were later sold during the Great Depression in the 1930s to raise funds or buy new exhibits. A gold-colored lead or plaster imitation has no scientific merit. Gold nuggets and large gold grains were obtained from a variety of public and private collections in Australia, New Guinea, Southeast Asia and Brazil for this analysis, with permission to inspect, cut, polish, etch and analyze them as required. This paper explains and demonstrates the physical, petrographic, crystallographic, and geochemical characteristics of these specimens, with a wealth of additional details readily available. Using a metal detector, the happy prospector, a retiree who preferred to remain anonymous, found the 63-ounce specimen. There have already been offers of $160,000 for the nugget that the prospector has called "You Wouldn't Believe It," according to Mark Day, owner of metal detector retailer Gold Ballarat. "I've been in this industry for 25 years, and this is the biggest discovery one of our customers has ever made that they've told me about," he joked. The man was using a Minelab GPX45000 detector, and had recently visited Days to upgrade the coil to a more sensitive model. A little while later, the prospector phoned Day and asked if he was interested in buying any big gold. I clarified that I wasn't a buyer and inquired as to what he meant by high. "I just said, you've got to be kidding," when he said 2 kilos, Day said. He was trembling like a leaf when he showed me the nugget here in the shop. He had no idea what he was going to do about it. He hadn't had any sleep in 3 days. The nugget was discovered about a meter under 30 centimeters of wash, and 15 centimeters of very hard clay in old pasture land. The prospector kept the exact position a secret for obvious reasons, since it was within 150 kilometers of Ballarat. He said the detector made a noise, and he dug down a short distance and discovered a .22 lead bullet, thinking that was it. But the detector insisted there was something there, so he searched a little deeper and boom, there it was, Day explained. Big discoveries like this have happened before in this area, and even though they've been searching for gold in this region for 150 years, it's still out there, says the historian. With gold prices approaching $2,000 per ounce, the nugget has a gold value of about $130,000, but buyers are willing to pay a premium for its rarity. Day explained, "People collect nuggets and don't want them melted down. And this one has a lot of personality. When he brought it in, we were completely taken aback. It seems to be excellent." Although the prospector may have retired from his former career, he has not retired from his current passion. Soon after his discovery, the prospector returned to Day's store and purchased a top-of-the-line Minelab GPZ7000 and is now reaping the benefits. Day said he definitely believes there is more gold out there. And who would tell he's wrong after that? The study of nuggets and large grains has the ability to reveal information about the origin and geological history of not only the gold but also the mineral environment in which it occurs, including aspects of its depositional, tectonic and thermal history, as well as weathering, regolith concentration and subsequent erosion. These research may involve masses of unweathered gold from mineral deposits that have yielded nuggets, as well as experimental studies on the annealing conditions of various AgO alloys and the processes associated with Ag depletion and O dissolution. Mr. Day, who has been in the gold business for 25 years, claims it is the largest nugget ever discovered by one of his customers. At least it's the largest they've told me about, he said. It's not the prospector's first discovery, either. Earlier this year, he discovered a 42-gram nugget. Mr. Day was one of the first people the retiree called when he realized what he'd found. Mr. Day explained, I told him I wasn't a buyer and asked him what he meant by high. When he said 2 kilos, I immediately thought to myself, you've got to be kidding. Brian Rabillard, the former president of the Prospectors and Miners Association of Victoria in Ballarat, believes that persistence is the secret to success. Mr. Rabillard said there are more people running around with detectors than I've ever seen before. A lot of people get into prospecting hoping they'll strike it rich, like with this 2-kilogram nugget, but Tatslotto is probably a better choice. Mark Day, on the other hand, is cautious. Big discoveries like this have happened in this area before and it's still out there, even though they've been searching for gold in this field for 150 years. More than 2.26 million tons of gold is thought to still be underground in regional Victoria. With gold output doubling in the last 5 years, the state is experiencing a gold rush revival of sorts. The Fosterville mine in central Victoria has started, producing a reserve of 76.5 tons of high-quality gold, and the Stawell gold mine in northwest Victoria resumed operations last year after nearly collapsing in 2016. John Deason was born on Tresco in the Isles of Scilly, but after his fisherman father drowned, he was transferred to Pendeen in West Cornwall as a 1-year-old. This is where he met Richard Oates, and both are listed as working in Cornwall's tin mines in the 1851 census. Mr. Deason and Mr. Oates arrived in Australia in 1853 and 1854 respectively to work as prospectors or diggers. They arrived in Mollyaggle in 1862, and after 7 years of scraping by the two men struck gold. An enormous piece of gold encased in quartz was buried just below the surface on a hill known as Bulldog Gully. It was so broad that, according to Mr. Deason, I tried to pry the nugget up with the pick, but the handle snapped. I then used a crowbar to lift the nugget to the floor. They drove it 12 miles, 20 kilometers, to Dunolly, where it was weighed at the London Chartered Bank. We are glad that the beast has fallen to the lot of such steady and industrious men, the Dunolly and Betbetshire Express reported on February 12, 1869. Before a model could be made or photos taken, the nugget was quickly broken up, partially because it was too large for the scales. A reproduction of the drawing was created based on the memories of those who saw it, and it can now be found in the Dunolly Museum. The nugget is estimated to be worth more than £2 million, if sold today, and it has considerable reputation value. What do you think about this video? Do let me know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video and want to hear from us again, be sure to hit that subscribe button before you go.